Design patterns. Done quick. Let's keep it real. You're a computer science student. Your code probably looks like this, which is fine if the code is just for you, but there are other, better ways to develop software. Enter design patterns. Design patterns are repeatable solutions to recurring problems in software design, i.e., the goal of a design pattern is to capture and generalize a solution to make it easier to reuse. They're like blueprints, but for code. They aren't a step-by-step guide and provide more of a general structure. Implementing design patterns isn't an exact science and can't be solved algorithmically. It requires the programmer to have an understanding of the problem and what design patterns could help solve it. When applied correctly, it can help speed up development time and improve the quality of the code. But if used improperly, they can add unnecessary complexity and boilerplate. Proper design pattern utilization can help avoid situations like this. And pushed.
Programmers be like,
What does this code even do? My brother in Christ.
you wrote the code!
Having readable code is a goal every programmer should aspire to, as writing some spaghetti code and then offloading it to your group members is a good way to have your water smelling like almonds. What the hell was I talking about? Oh, that's right, design patterns. Design patterns are a powerful tool for programmers as it improves your problem-solving skills in a way that translates across languages. Wait, not those. The three main classes of design patterns are creational, which deal with the creation of objects, structural, which deal with how objects relate to each other, and behavioral, which governs how objects communicate with each other. I will touch upon one from each category to demonstrate how they can be used and what they're about. First pattern is factory, which is a creational method. The intent of the factory method is to define an interface for creating an object that uses subclasses to decide which class to instantiate. Using normal words, a factory method takes in inputs, then returns a class based on those inputs. This allows for one method to return many different classes, each of which can be created with modified parameters. This can help reduce code repetition. Here's an example of a factory method in Java. This code creates a new notification object, the type of which is based on the user's preference. Rather than using conditionals every time a new notification needs to be created, the different objects can be created via a factory method, stopping the repetition. Facade is a common structural design pattern. The intent of Facade is to define a unified interface for subsystems. Basically, it's abstracting subsystems with classes so they can be used without knowing intimately how they work. It's basically just like writing a function. For example, if your client wanted code to display an image, using a facade, the user is able to display an image without dealing with the scaling, rotating, and positioning of it. Now this is pretty cool. Observer is a common behavioral design pattern. An observer pattern defines a one-to-many dependency between objects so that when one object changes state, all of its dependents are notified and updated automatically. Observer patterns are very useful as it helps classes communicate. For instance, on a social media site, if a user were to click like or subscribe, both the user interface and the like and subscribe counts in a database would need to be notified to update accordingly. As seen in this example, you first implement the observer interface, which has an update function and can represent anything. In this case, it's a person. You then implement the attach and detach functionality as well as a broadcast function. With this done, you can attach observers to objects, trigger the broadcast, and any object with an attached observer will be updated. That was a brief introduction to design patterns. Hope you learned something. Good luck with your group project, and make sure not to be the person who's playing League all the time instead of contributing. Like, come on dude, get out of the bot lane and AD carry your goddamn weight. You're going to fail. I tried to download 3 V-Bucks and it turned the entire project to brain fuck. Please God, contribute. Anyway, that's all. Goodbye. Is that a wrap?